Hey guys, I am caped and ready to approach hair. um, so today I'm going to show you a little bit about how I do my own color. Why am I doing my own color? Oh, because we're in crazy times and there's no salons open, so I have to do my own color.
I was standing by the bar and drinking slowly. You were hanging by the door and looking my way. Could it be a little eye like a foreplay? Maybe we can get a bit more going. Turned around and was about to show my girlfriend who I wanted to, but dancing close to my end. They were laughing cause you're standing right behind me. I didn't even notice you were right there. Then you took my hand and pulled me to your body, and we moved our hips in time, and I can owe it not done. Can't help it, I can't get out. What it wants, can't take it. I need you now. Let me show you.
Now, for most of you who know me, you're going to be a little shocked, maybe. I don't have long, luxurious hair like I look normally. I have extensions, and today I took them out because I'm going to go get new extensions put in tonight by my girlfriend, Paula. But it's a great time to do your own color. So one of the things I wanted to chat about was what is up with the world right now. So I've owned a salon since 2008 here in LA. Loved it. Have had a bunch of wonderful people come through and work there that all taught me a lot, whether it ended well or not. Most all ended well, some not though. And I always grew as a person. If I was willing to look at like, ew, I don't want beeping in my videos. Let me turn that off. If I was willing to like expand on, you know, what I created, what they created, and how I would like to take on the next situation that looks similar. Anyway, so I've owned a salon since 2008, and with COVID and quarantine and all that I was creating in my life, it just was like the next choice, the next adventure for me to step away from salon ownership. And if I'm being honest, I was looking at it for like way longer than even people know. And I kept coming back to this thing called fear. How many of us look at something that we know, like, well, like we know we'll have more fun, more joy, more ease, but that bugger, that ugly bugger. So I'm parting, do the hairline first and then part down the center. It's my approach. That ugly guy we know so well, his name is fear, just seems to creep in, and it's all the what ifs. But how often do we do like, what if things are amazing after you make a choice, instead of what if everything goes wrong, right? And we are like so entrained to create from the worst possible outcome and then go from there. So your original awareness of like the choice that's possible is what's light. It's why you have the awareness. It's why it creeped into your world in the first place. And then we have to take that and go, oh my gosh, could I choose something different than this right now? Like the thing that got me to open the salon in the first place, it was like, oh my gosh, that's the future I want, until it wasn't the future I wanted anymore. So now I'm just going to follow the hairline and just by feel. Oh, that's awesome. So feeling what I know, even if I can't see it. Analogy. Anyways, so yeah, so I was creating along a path thinking that like my future was going to, like my future that I was banking on was like multiple hair salons, a chain of hair salons. I wanted multiple locations. I was always really good with people and managing people. So it just seemed like, and I love doing hair. I absolutely love doing hair. Not even for the art of it as much as like the getting to be with people and like the moments that sometimes are most vulnerable, and like just being there with them, being. Anyways, so I opened my salon in 2008. I had a partner until she was not a partner anymore until, I don't know, 2016 or something. And then I got a new partner. I think I need a clip. Oh, there's. So I'm gonna clip this side away so that I can do my next section, which is this line here. You see it? Okay. And again, I'm just doing it all by feel mostly. So in this story, I started to look at like what I desired to create as my life, because I started getting into facilitating and sharing the tools of access consciousness. And then I started to see, wow, I'm actually kind of good at this. And it brings me so much joy to see people who are like showing up, wanting to change something. And I get to contribute with these tools, the awareness of these tools that created so much for me in my life, that like having anybody out in the world like have them was just like, it's like in the salon, like teaching someone how to curl their hair with a flat iron that they thought wasn't possible. And then I used to do styling classes with my clients. So I would teach them how to style their own hair, right? So they would come in and be like, I don't know, I don't think I can do it. I've never learned how to use a curling iron. And then I'm like, no, anybody can learn. You just have to want to. And then they choose it, and then we'd sit and I'd help them hold the curling iron and the hair and all that stuff. And then they would just light up. And then the next time they'd come to get their hair done, they would have it all waved because they're so excited to show me what their new tricks and stuff. And that's kind of how like it was for facilitating, or is for facilitating. It's like, you don't have to, wait a minute, I don't have to judge myself and be wrong no more. I can actually create a life and living that I've been asking for. Shut up. I don't know how many people told me to shut up, but maybe in their heads. Where's that? Hello? Where's that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyways, so now I'm just doing the back hair line back here. So I did the salon thing for so long, and then when I started to get to the lightness of, you can do it, Sarah. Okay. Of what my next venture was, it was like salon didn't really match it. So how long do we take avoiding the original awareness? Like sometimes way too long. And guess what? You're still not wrong. You choose it when you choose it. And what I got is, so I went into like, oh, I don't know if I want to be a salon owner anymore. How do I tell my partner? I got over that hump. And then she was like, had a amount of space about it. So I was like, okay, she's not making it wrong. And then I went into like, but what's it going to do to the stylist? How are they going to take it? They're going to feel like I abandoned them. So I made up all these stories about what would happen to my stylist, like, and tortured myself with them because, and if I like hindsight being 2020, it was kind of like I was being an amount superior, like they needed me. How many of us like don't even know that we have a desire to be needed? Silly Sarah. So I was like looking at that, and when I finally got willing to just be like, you know what, I gotta have like my reality and my future be what I choose from. And then COVID hit. I was like, okay, we had to close down the salon anyways. And so my business partner and I got on with, actually sooner than that, our assistant messaged us and said, it's so cool. So this is the thing I actually wanted to be the takeaway today, is that our assistant got on with us and said, hey, you guys, after COVID, I'm not coming back. I actually am going to go open my own little studio and kind of try it on my own. And I was like, what? But from like that's rad place, right? Like she just spread her wings and was like ready to fly, whether she had like a full clientele or not. And I was like, what have I decided that is not actually true here, that I've been limiting myself? So it was time to tell my other stylist, and my other stylist is like the most wonderful. I just adore her. She's been with me since 2008. We had like gotten down to like a skeleton staff, like for other reasons, but and she just like always hung in, right? She's just fucking wonderful. And so she was the one that was like really on my heart about why my choice to do this was like how it's going to affect her. And when we told her, she actually admitted that she had been wanting to maybe choose something, but she had her own fear. And I'm wondering, I never asked her, maybe I will, because I am still, now I'm renting from her, funny enough. I never asked her, like, if part of her fear or her limitation was like how I would take it, like if I would feel abandoned, and was she limiting herself based on like how she wanted me to perceive her, being that so many people had come and gone over the years and she was like the main one that had been there the whole time. And where we had like both defined our relationship based on that, and then also like, well, if you define yourself as a loyal person, and I've acknowledged the loyalty in her over the years, because she's just really been awesome and had my back in so many ways, and had so much gratitude for her. But if I put her in the box of loyal, like if she wants to ever, like look at making a choice that might not seem loyal to choose for herself, she'll stop herself. And I was doing the same thing. I was like, she's been so awesome to me. How could I ever, air quotes, because I can't do air quotes when my hands are putting on color, but when she's been so awesome to me, like how could I ever repay that awesomeness by just getting up and leaving her? So that was all of the stuff that I was using to stop me, and it was all bullshit. You might have to keep that. I don't know if you can do that. So anyways, I'm sharing all this with you because, like, where are you in the lightness and the awareness of what's possible for you, your future, a job, a new relationship, move, or whatever, and you're like, but. So all the yeah buts you have in your world, would you be willing to let those go right now and just kind of like play in possibility land? Like, get your big girl panties or your big boy panties on. Or I guess they're not panties for boys, boxers. What are the boxer briefs? Tidy whities, whatever you wear, you're fine. And let's go to the playground of possibilities. And what if you just demanded that you play there? Like, as you're looking at whatever choice is available to you, would you be willing to play in the playground of possibilities for like at least an hour a day? Like just, okay, cool. The what if and the horrible things that could go wrong thoughts. What if you just muted them for at least an hour a day and just went into the wild land of what could show up? So I decided something. I concluded for a couple years that I would have been this horrible person that left people. And when I finally decided, well, actually, back to where my assistant had chosen for herself. So we buy that when we choose for ourselves, we're like separating from other people, and that other people have a reason to be upset, and that's being kind. But when you actually start to choose for you, the people who truly, truly desire you to have that life that you're asking for aren't going to separate for you. And the ones that do are the ones that never wanted you to have it, and you want them around anyways. Because they're too invested in keeping you limited and small. So when she chose for her, even though I know that she had her own amount of nerves up, because she, again, had so much gratitude for what me and my business partner had created for her and her career and her learning about the salon industry and where we had supported her and stuff. But she knew she had to do it. And she also knew that we were people who never wanted to slow her. So she trusted in that. So when she chose for her and no one died, I got that I just needed to, choose for me. So I did. And we decided to close my salon. And my business partner then was eventually, well, she was going to keep it herself. And then as we got closer to the day, she was like, you know what? I don't think I want to do this either. And now she's got her own little salon suite. So all three of them have their own salon suite, and I'm doing hair out of the house, even my own hair, and renting from the stylist that had been with me for a really long time. I'm now paying her to use her space when she's not in it. So like all the tables have turned, but a completely different reality was created. And the stylist that I'm renting from, she actually had, like I said, admitted that like she had been looking at that, but she might have never chosen it if it wasn't like kind of a have to. And so where have we just been so committed to the old reality, so committed to the old paradigm of where we put others way before ourselves, or that that's being, you know, the best person. And where can we start to kind of open up to the possibilities, that the possibility that your life matters too, not just your kids, not just your employees, not just your friends, not just how they see you, but how you see you. What would be available then? And then what, you know, leader in the world can you be if you're somebody who is truly creating your life and inviting other people to their playgrounds of possibility? The salon has now been closed, so it's towards the end of July now. It's not even a month, so it was July 1st. And I'm a little fish out of water. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, okay, what do I do with all this time? But really, I had a ton of time during COVID anyway, so quarantine. Anyways, and I'm actually so much lighter and happier. And here's another fun thing about this whole experience is, you know, people project, right? So if they're a good person, then they're, air quotes on good person, whatever they've decided a good person does in this scenario. You know, if people were waffling between like, am I supposed to feel bad for you that like you had to close down for during COVID, so it must have not been an actual choice, or, you know, and so I kept I didn't even go into the salon to do like the ceremonial goodbye, last close of the door either. I was like, I'm out. My husband finished everything up for me, which was such a gift too. But I couldn't even find the emotion, the one where like I was supposed to be really sad, like something horrible happened. It was like light the entire time. But the thing that I'm acknowledging here with you guys today is that it was light when I got the awareness. It was the same lightness the day I closed the doors, as I had 2 years prior when I started to go, oh, maybe I don't want to be doing hair anymore, or owning a salon anymore. I'm doing hair and I'm doing other people's hair. But so what if those whispers and tickles of consciousness and awareness that are actually coming into our world are what is there to guide us? And what if we just asked for those trickles, tickles, whispers, whatever we want to call them, to get louder? And then we have to, you know, like I said, put our big girl panties or big boy boxer briefs on and be willing to follow our own knowing for maybe the first time ever. Okay, guys, hope that contributed. I'm going to now wait out 35 minutes and then wash my hair and get rid of my Rudies and go about my business. All right, thanks for playing. Bye. Am I pretty yet? Ha! I was pretty to begin with. Just kidding, don't put that in.